What's up, everybody, man? It's your boys. We back at it again. It's your boys, Cam and T, with another episode of the Cam and T podcast, man. I am your co-host, Tony Teton West, and we got my brother from another mother, Cam. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Yo, what's happening?
Man, how you doing, bro? How everything going, bro?
Man, I'm good. Man, I can't complain. Shoot, work has been pretty good. I told you my manager quit, so we
Yeah,
it's our first week without one again. So, but things going good though. I can't
that's
even
good.
complain about it. Yeah, things going good. How about you though?
Man, things are good, bro. Things are going really good, man. Things are just going, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't really complain. We're getting close to the football season, man. The NBA just ended last night, so I'm really starting to get excited about, football season and stuff. So
Yeah,
we almost there, bro. We almost there. I love the fall season, and right now it's still kind of hot outside.
real
So I'm
hot.
like, yeah, Saturday it got up to like 100, or was that Friday? One of them days last weekend, it got up to 100 degrees down here in Atlanta. So yeah, I'm tired of this heat already. But you feel me? We're getting closer to football. So I'm kind of starting to get excited. We're getting closer to my favorite thing that we're going to talk about tonight, too.
Yes,
EA
sir.
college football. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight later on. And we like less than a month away. So yeah, I'm excited, man. We got a lot going on, bro. But tonight gonna be a good episode, bro. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna finally kind of start touching on football tonight.
Hmm.
As the NBA season ends, we'll obviously start off with the NBA season. The Celtics win their 18th ring in their franchise history. So congratulations to the Boston Celtics. We'll talk about that for a little bit. I also want to bring up another thing about the NBA as well. The last, 2 years, the finals have been absolutely garbage. Let's call it what it is. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. And then tonight we're gonna jump into some college football, man. We haven't talked a lot of college football, and we're gonna jump into some of that tonight. Maybe for about 20 minutes, something like that. But we are gonna start off the night by talking about the NBA finals. So yeah. Also, we do want to announce too, next week we will be off. So next week we will not be having a podcast episode. We'll be back the week of July 2nd, I think, or first, like the week of July 4th. We'll be back.
Yeah.
And actually, Cam, I looked it up today. July 2nd is the day we started the podcast, and that'll be
Hmm.
the day that we're coming back on that Tuesday. So
Yes,
July
sir.
2nd will be our anniversary of 1 year, bro. That's
One
insane.
year.
Bro. That's
One
insane
year.
already. Like we had 1 year already. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But we
Shoot.
appreciate y'all love and support, man. Y'all been here supporting us the whole time.
Yeah.
So we greatly appreciate it. But yeah, man, yeah, so we'll be doing that. So next week we won't have an episode. The week after that, we'll be back and we're gonna be fully onto the football
Yep.
heavy going forward into July. But let's talk about
Yep.
a little bit tonight. We got the Celtics winning the series over Dallas 4-1. So they won in 5 games. I think I said Celtics in 6. They won in one less
I
game. They
think you
won it.
said. I think you said
Yeah.
5.
I might have did say 5.
I think you did
I
say
think
5
I
at
said
first.
Celtics in 6 though. But if I said 5, man, I'll take the credit for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, Celtics win it in 5, man. Boston, they've been knocking at that door for a couple of years now. The Boston Celtics kind of remind me of the San Francisco 49ers, right? In
Yeah.
football. Like they keep knocking at the door. They're almost there. They're good enough to win. They just have never done it.
They just
But
haven't.
Boston finally gets it done last night, Cam, and gets the win over Dallas in Boston. As much as I think me and you both hate Boston. I'm not sure how you feel about them, but I hate their fan base and I hate that organization. But you got to give credit where credit is due.
Mhm.
I mean, again, they've done a tremendous job building that organization, a tremendous job building that roster. I mean, you can argue it's the best roster in the NBA, honestly. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody would really get mad at you at this point for saying Boston has the best roster in the NBA. So my question for you is, how did you feel about Boston throughout the season? They were pretty dominant. How did you feel about them getting a win overall?
Uh, what you said pretty much. It's about time for them.
Yeah.
They remind me of the 49ers, like you said, for sure. Always there, always there, but just haven't been able to get over that hump. I
Yeah.
think this year, I know you said you wanted to bring this up too. I think this year for them, it was a little bit. I know you said it a couple weeks ago. It was a little bit easier too,
Yeah.
simply because of the opponent that was put in front of them. You know what I mean? It's not their fault. It's not like they chose the easy route, but
Right.
they had one. But good for them. It is what it is. Jason Tatum finally got his championship ring that everybody's been asking him to get. Jaylen Brown is your Finals MVP, which I think was well deserved
Yeah.
based on pretty much this whole playoff series. I know Tatum led the team in points, rebounds, and assists, but if you was actually paying attention and watching, it really seemed like that was Jaylen Brown's team this
Yeah.
postseason. You know what I mean? Tatum
Mhm.
had too many games where he took it off. You know what I'm saying? He kind of cruised through it. Yeah, what Evan said pretty much.
Oh, shout out to
I
my boy
think
Evan. I ain't seen him in a while. What's going on, Evan?
what's good, Evan? Yeah, I think I'm with him 100%. If we had a Celtics and Nuggets series, I think we still in the middle of it. You feel me?
Yep, absolutely.
But anyway, like you said, all season long, the Celtics were the best team. They had the deepest roster, the deepest bench, very well coached. Shout out to Brad Stevens for putting that team together. Shout out to Danny Ainge for laying the foundation for Brad Stevens, like you said last week. And ultimately, they walked away with a title. And so, like you said, I think it's just about time.
Yeah, I mean they've been knocking on the precipice of this for a while, man. I think too, just you gotta look at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum age too, man. They pretty young, bro. Like
They
what
are.
is Tatum? 26?
Tatum's 27. 20. Is he 26?
I think Tatum's only 26.
26. He 26. And he
Yeah,
younger than
and I
me.
think Jaylen Brown's what 27, 26? He's around the same age.
Yeah.
So they're pretty young. So I'm glad they finally got that off their chest. I'm finally glad, they got over the hump or whatnot. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I don't really care for Boston, but at the same time, I am glad that, I do like Jaylen Brown and honestly Jason Tatum too. Like, is Jason Tatum a little corny? I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he kind of is. But you feel me? Like, I'm glad I like those guys. They're two likable guys. Even though I hate the Celtics, those two guys are very much likable, man. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's really one of those situations where I think when we got to game 3 and they were down 3-0, I think everybody kind of checked out. Honestly, like I was caller, like I checked out. I stopped watching. I didn't watch game 4 or 5. There's no shame in my game. I'll be honest. Because I kind of knew what it was. That game got pushed to game 5 because of this right here. Money. Adam Silver said, hold on, let's get one more game of money in this thing, and then we'll cut it down. You feel me? They wanted to win it in Boston. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, Boston wanted it at home.
Yeah, they wanted it at home, bro. I'm not mad at it at all, bro. And again, man, I think Jaylen Brown, he stepped up this playoff big time, bro. And I think even right here, AB said it. He said, hot take, Jason Tatum is the most talented player on the team, but he's not the best player on the team. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of starting to agree with that at this point. I'm not going to lie, because when you look at this playoffs, again, I can't think of too many games where Jaylen Brown didn't show up, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie. I can't think of really any game in the playoffs that he did not show up. He showed up every single game pretty much, essentially. So, I mean, that's not a crazy thing to say at this point, to be honest with you. But, yeah, again, a couple people are saying in the comments too, like Celtics fans don't deserve this, but Tatum and Brown do. I 100% agree. But again, man, I think that at the end of the day, we kind of seen the writing on the wall after game 3. Let me ask you another question. What does this do for Luka's legacy? Because I ain't gonna lie, looking at Dallas, excuse me, I don't think they'll be back. I'm not one of these people saying Dallas. I do not think Dallas will be back next year. Like, I would probably put a whole paycheck that Dallas will not be back next year and they will not win.
Yeah.
Like, if something drastic doesn't happen, obviously, in the offseason, I don't think Dallas will be back. And I think a lot of other people were saying the same thing, like Dallas is not. They shouldn't have been there this year. It should have been y'all. It should have been Denver. Really.
Yeah.
But I don't think Dallas will be back. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think Dallas is they overachieved a little bit this year.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them. The thing about it is Luka is so good that he's good enough to get you to the conference finals alone. Like just based off of his talent alone. But you got to surround him with some real deal help.
Yeah.
In order to win a championship. And I don't mean no disrespect, because they had some really good players. Obviously, Kyrie is really good. They had Gafford, they had Lively, all these other players, right? But at the end of the day, OKC is there, Minnesota is there, Denver is there, Phoenix. if they can figure that out, they're still there. The Clippers, if they can get healthy, they're still there. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers, they got LeBron and AD. They're always gonna be there. So it's and then the Warriors are claiming that they're gonna make a run next year too. So Dallas just has a tall task to try to get back to the Western Conference Finals and to the finals. I'm with you. I don't think it's gonna happen just off of just on paper right now. But again, it's Luka Doncic. You never know. I think as far as his legacy goes, I think this finals is actually a really good one for his legacy because he played very well. I think he averaged, what was it, 30, 10, and 9 or something like that in the finals, something. Obviously his season was fantastic, blah, blah, blah. He'll probably be your MVP favorite going into next year, simply because a lot of people think he probably should have won this year anyway. Right. So again, I think Luka's legacy is still rock solid. He's still a first ballot Hall of Famer already after year 5 or 6 or whatever this is. I mean, this finals appearance was really good for him. It reminds me of, it's one of those finals where it's like, dang, like the Cavaliers when they got swept by the Spurs the first time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like, dang, the Cavaliers, they got them one. You know what I'm saying? The Mavericks, they got them one. They got a dude that can get them there. They just got to get some talent around them. So I think that's all it is. I don't think Luka really should hold his head down. Now, I will say this, and a lot of people have said this. Luka has to mature a little bit. He don't need to complain and whine and do all of this other stuff that he be doing in the game, because that's poor leadership, in my opinion. Because credit to the rest of the Mavericks for putting up with that. Obviously, you kind of have to when Luka is your best player and one of the best players in the world. But it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to see a star player pretty much cry and complain like that all the time. Like, that's hard to watch. You know what I mean? That's hard to watch. And for your team to have to kind of put up with that and watch you do that, you know what I'm saying? While they down, 50 or whatever, and they're down 3 games already, and you still crying, like, you gotta.
And on top of that, you're a defensive liability as well.
Yeah. So why they trying to get back on D? You sitting there in the ref face, and
right, why you getting toasted by?
Right, and so I'm with you though. I think 100% with you that Luka has to grow up and mature, and he has to be a better leader on the court.
Yeah. And
not just statistically. I mean, vocally and, when it comes to dealing with the referees. But other than that, I think he's, the legacy is cemented pretty much.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I agree. I think, like I said, I don't think this finals really changed the fact I still think Luka's a top 5 player in the NBA. I don't think that changes from them losing this finals or anything like that. But, people are going to question that, like, oh, he flopped in the, they didn't win the finals, but again, I think he's still in a decent spot as far as legacy wise. And just to kind of go back on Dallas again, man, AB said it best. When I talk about Dallas not getting back, I don't think Dallas is going to get back, and it's because of this reason right here. AB say OKC will be better. Denver is still there. And also as well, Minnesota is going to get better. And don't forget, if Ja Morant is back a full season, Memphis is going to be there too.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think Dallas is better than any of those teams at full-fledged. Just being honest, as currently constructed. They're not better than any of those teams. So again, Mavericks fans, I'm not trying to like dump on you or nothing like that. You're not going to be back, bro. Like, I'm just going to, like, if don't nothing drastic happen, like LeBron signs with them or something like that, something crazy, you're not going to be back next year, bro. Like, and that's okay. You feel me? I think I'm with you 100%. They overachieved. Good for them. Now, I want to talk about the finals quickly. The last 2 years, let's just get into it. The finals have been crap. I mean, let's be honest. Now, granted, one of those resulted into your team winning a ring. So I know you ain't going to think it was crap. But as far as like the entertainment value of it, the gameplay of it has been terrible. I'm not going to lie. Last season's series sucked. And I honestly thought this year's series was even worse.
It was worse.
So let me ask you a question here. Is a lot of this coming down to there is parity now within the season, but when we get to the postseason, it just is what it is. We kind of know. what it is. Do you think that's what's going on here? Because that's kind of what I see. Like in my like I think, like we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. I think you brought it up several times. 6 different championships in the last 6 years, right? 6 different champions. So there's parity going on. But I also think that the NBA needs a villain and needs a dynasty. I hate to tell y'all this, and I hate to tell myself this. Boston might be that villain we need, because I do think we need somebody consistent that's going to be consistently there every year, similar to Steph Curry and LeBron, similar to, the Lakers in the 2000s, similar to Miami, LeBron, Heat with Wade and all them, and the Spurs had a little run. We do need someone that's going to be consistently there every year. And I think that's kind of how NBA kind of builds drama more. You know what I'm saying? So I guess my take is on this whole situation, it struggled because the gameplay has been trash, honestly, just being honest. It's been blowouts. And also as well, I think the NBA needs a villain. And I actually think Boston, I hate to say it as much as I hate them, they're the perfect villain. I don't know any Boston fan outside of Boston and who's actually a Celtics fan that likes them. I mean, I know people that are, who's an irrelevant, the Utah Jazz fan that hates Boston. Like everybody hates them because they're always winning. You know the narratives about Boston sports fans.
Right.
So I think Boston actually low-key would be the perfect enemy, pretty much. But what do you think about that? How do you feel about that whole thing?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I think that Boston, like you said, they have the ability to be there every year.
Yep.
And it's really just up to them if they're going to be there every year. Because when you look at the East, we said I think this was last week. We said
last week.
I said that the West really only has one bad team, and that's just the team that you named, the Utah Jazz. Whereas the East, outside of the top 4 or 5 teams, and really outside of the Celtics, if we being completely honest, but outside of the top 4,
I would put the Celtics.
They still got their own tier. Yeah, they got their own tier. But outside of them top 4 or 5 teams, man, I think the East is kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you got you at least got 3-4 bad, terrible teams in the East. You know what I'm saying? The Pistons, the Wizards, the Hornets, the Nets. I mean, those are all trash teams.
Let's go through it. I'm glad you're bringing this up. Let's go through it. So I'm going to name off teams that we think are even a threat to the Celtics in the next couple of years. The Hornets.
Nah, man.
I don't think so either. The Hawks.
Nah.
I don't think so either. The Wizards.
Nah.
I don't think so either. The Toronto Raptors.
No.
I don't think so either. The New York Knicks. I think they're good. And I think if they add a star, they could compete with Boston. But as of currently constructed, no.
They need a bench. Because I think they have the team, to be honest, because they was missing Julius Randle too.
That's true.
And I think Mitchell Robinson was hurt.
He was.
Mitchell Robinson, he was out. So that I think they have a team. They just was running 6-man rotations throughout, and they gassed out. So I think the Knicks.
Thibodeau runs his guys into the ground.
Man,
that's just how he does. So that's just what that is. Let me keep going. The Brooklyn Nets. Do we think they stand a chance with Boston the next couple of years? No.
They're gonna be the worst team in the league here soon.
Honestly, them and the Wizards, the Indiana Pacers. Now they're an interesting one, but I don't think they're on Boston's level. I don't think they're going to be on Boston's level in the next couple of years. Okay, the 76ers.
If Embiid can get healthy. Yeah, they got to stay healthy though. I still don't think. But once again, even fully healthy, they haven't been past the second round, so we can't. We don't know.
I think the only team that can truly compete with the Celtics is the Bucks. That's it.
Healthy.
I don't think there's really any other team in the East.
Only other team that you didn't name was the Heat, I think.
The Heat. I don't think they can compete with them. I don't think they can compete with Boston either.
Right. But they always going to have talent.
They always going to have smoke.
They always going to
Heat always going to be in the mix. Yeah. But I don't think they can compete with Boston currently constructed. When Boston is hitting threes with that core,
whole squad hitting threes.
Yeah, it's so
when your 9th, 10th man, somebody said they had if I'm not mistaken, it was 5 or 6 players that hit over 100 threes this season.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I might be wrong, I don't know. I don't know if that's a real stat, but I did see that 5 or 6 players over 100 threes. Stop it, man.
And on top of that, Boston had one of the, if not the best defense this
So I'm
year in
saying,
the
yeah,
NBA.
they did.
Their
They did.
4 dudes that defend are amazing.
Yeah.
Again, Jason Tatum, a really elite defender. Jaylen Brown, elite defender. Derek White, elite defender. Like these guys are
Drew
elite
Holiday,
defenders.
the elite defender, and Drew
Yeah,
Holiday.
that's what I'm saying. Drew Holiday, the elite defender. Like, bro, you're not beating them when they shooting and hitting. It's not gonna work. So that's what I'm saying. I don't really see anybody in their way in the East. I'm gonna be honest. The Bucks are the only team I think that can halfway compete. Oh, I didn't say the Pistons either. They don't have a shot in hell.
Nah, I forgot about that too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look,
shot in hell.
I mean, all them teams, bro. That's
they don't have a shot.
I mean, all of them they literally aren't good. Like that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. Whereas, like you said, like I said, on the Western side, I'm with you though. See, okay, so let's just say it's a foregone conclusion that the Celtics will be your Eastern Conference.
I'm already picking my Eastern Conference team next year.
Yeah, at least for the next, let's say for the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah, just because, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this Brown and Tatum ain't going nowhere. So let's just say the next 2 or 3 years
they're gonna pay Tatum that $315 million.
15 million.
They probably already got that.
It might pay it today, but but yeah. So for real though, like I mean, the West, you really have a chance where you could have a revolving door. And that's a good thing for the Western Conference because, you know, all those good teams, you don't want to see the same team every year on that side. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the West, you might get a Nuggets Celtics finals next year. You might get a Wolves Celtics finals. You might get a OKC Celtics finals. You know what I mean? But like you said, Dallas got to go through all of that just to be able to get back. That's tough, bro. That's tough. I don't think that's going to be possible.
I don't think so. And to get to your comment about the Warriors, I'm going to comment on them real quick because they got a lot of social media drama going on right now. The Warriors are done, man. Let the dynasty go. It's over, man. It's done. Like, I love Steph Curry. He's my favorite current NBA player. Well, probably second. I would say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably my favorite at this moment. But it's over, man. Just start the rebuild at this point. Draymond is older. He keeps getting kicked out. Clay is deleting Instagram pictures and stuff like that, acting like a light-skinned dude. It's over, man. It's over, bro. The Warriors had a run. It was elite. It was fun. I honestly think they should start focusing on the rebuild right now. Like, I think it's over for them. Just to comment on that, because I know you said something about the Warriors want to get back. Yeah, brother, let that go. Especially as strong as the West is right now. Let that go.
Going to get a head start.
Yeah, go ahead and get a head start on that rebuild. Let's talk about the NBA draft just a little bit. Again, Ken, we've talked about this a lot. The NBA draft is one of the weaker ones. It is next Wednesday, and we won't be on next Wednesday. We're gonna take a week off, and then we're gonna pick back up on our anniversary on July the 2nd. So we won't be here next week with it. But we'll talk about the draft since it is next week. I think it's next Wednesday, as you said earlier. Again, I don't really love anybody in this class. Atlanta, my Hawks would get the number one pick in probably one of the worst draft years I've seen in the last 10 years. I think, personally, I think Alex Sarr is probably going to be the pick for us next Wednesday night, I'm guessing. Clint Capella, we're probably moving on from him in the next coming days. Thank God. I've been waiting on that for a while now. But I think Alex Sarr is probably going to be the number one pick. As far as prospects I like, it's just not a lot, man. It's just a really weak class. Evan did ask a question, though, and I guess we can both answer this. He said, what y'all think about Bronny? And I'll kind of let you answer. What do you think about Bronny? Because I really don't have a strong opinion on Bronny, personally. But what do you think about him?
It's hard to have a strong opinion because he ain't played. I mean, we just don't know. I think the issue, I'll keep it 100% frank. I think Bronny's issue, somebody did a scouting report, and I pretty much agreed with it. Yeah. Based on what we've seen. He's a shooting guard with the size of a point guard, but he can't facilitate, and it's not gonna. He's excuse me. He's got to find a way to facilitate the ball. He's gonna have to play point guard in the league because he's too
Yeah.
small to play.
He's only
shoot guard.
6'1".
I mean, 6'1". I mean, he really too small to play point guard if we being honest. But it's again, he's just gotta. He's gonna have to work his way up into the league. My man Rich Paul already said that Bronny's gonna have to make a team. He said he's not doing the G League route. We coming to actually play for a team. I don't know what happens. I don't know if he gets drafted. If he gets drafted in the first round, second round. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you because a lot of people are intrigued by LeBron, but I just don't know. You know, the LeBron situation, but LeBron already said I don't think it's probably not going to happen because he's looking at these other teams that's saying that they going to take Bronny just to try to lure Bron. And he's like, you know what? I ain't playing for you Pistons. I ain't playing for you Nets. Like, no, my son, he going to play wherever he going to play and I'm going to stay here with the Lakers. And that's why actually let me say this too. I think it's a bad business move on his behalf, on his team's behalf, to turn down workouts.
Workouts,
yeah. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy
because he's only worked out with the Lakers in Phoenix, right?
And the Suns, right? And I don't think. I mean, those would be two. I think I'll be honest. The Lakers, if they serious about Bron and they serious about AD, that'd be a terrible pickup. I mean, he can be on the bench, sure, but you actually need help on the bench. Like you can't waste a spot, unfortunately, on a player that's really just developmental at this point. I don't think that's a good move for them.
Yeah.
And as far as the Suns go, they ain't even in a worse position, in my opinion. Yeah. They don't have nobody out. They don't need no more guards, and they don't need, you know what I'm saying? They got too many already with Bill, Book, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. And they bench. I don't know if he helps those two teams. Now, if he goes to a developmental situation, like you said, maybe he goes to Atlanta in the second round and he comes off the bench or something like that and gets some run in, or he goes to the Pistons or the Wizards, where those teams ain't really competing for nothing, but he'll at least get some play. He'll at least get some run in. That's a different story. But you trying to go to a title contender off the rip and thinking you're going to get some playing time, that ain't going to happen. Thinking you're going to get a roster spot, let alone some playing time, I don't think that's a good move. But hey,
LeBron James and Maverick Carter and Rich Paul don't pull up with black SUVs at our house. But I'm with you. I mean, again, I don't think Bronny is good enough to be rejecting workouts. And, you know, again, and a lot of this is just because he's LeBron's son. Let's just cut the crap. I mean, let's be real. If Bronny James was named Cam Hodges and he wasn't LeBron's son, let's be real, bro. He's a 2-star recruit. Yeah. Let's be real. Like, let's cut the crap. Like, honestly, like it's just what it is. And I don't even think Bronny's like a terrible player, but he's not. I don't think he's NBA. But I personally thought he should have stayed another year in college. Me personally, maybe even two. I kind of feel bad for the kid though too, because the pressure LeBron has put on him, like even though it might have not been consciously, it might have been subconsciously, by saying I want to play with my son and da 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 da. Like Bron, now that younger one, he might be high. That what's the younger one name?
Bryce.
He might be high. Now, I could see him making the NBA, probably as a role player, though. Player. But I could see him. But again, I feel like like I said, and I think Evan said it in the comments, it almost felt like he was forced to the draft. Like it was something he had to do because we already know LeBron's last year is probably next year, guys. It's probably it. He's turning 40 in December. So this is it, essentially. Yeah. So he probably just wanted to play on the same court or be on the same court as Bronny.
As Bron, yeah. Because I think because you never know, because Bronny might be thinking to himself, he might be thinking like, well, I don't know how long I'm gonna last in the NBA. Let me just go on and get out here now while my dad is still in the league and maybe I could play with him. You know what I mean? That could be his move. I don't know. I don't
Cause we
think
know money ain't no issue.
Yeah, he got everything, bro. He got,
we know money
I
ain't
don't.
no issue.
I think I think I don't know what the decision making process was. You know, I don't want to criticize it too much because I don't think like you said, he probably should have stayed another year, but at the same time, I don't know how much it was gonna help. I can't really tell you. Again, the heart problem could have been another thing that could have scared him into thinking, I maybe only get one chance at this, because what if it happens again in college? Then I'm definitely not going, they gonna tell me to retire. So maybe that could play a part too. I don't know. But like you said, at the end of the day, Bronny is unfortunately getting to the league off of the name. That's what it is. It's off of the name at this point, because like you said, he's my height, probably smaller than me if we being honest. And and it's I'm not saying I'm a better hooper than him, absolutely not. But like you said, but like you said, it's he's not. I mean, he wasn't even great in college. You know what I mean? Like you got to be.
What do you average, like 4 points a game, when it's something like that?
Something. I know he barely played and he barely practiced because of the heart thing. So
right?
It was tough for him, but I just felt like another year probably could have did him some good, at least to solidify himself into that first round, at the very minimum. But I don't know, man. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, man. I'm in 100% agreement. Now, let's flip the switch a little bit, because this is our first football talk session going into the 2024 season. So tonight we're gonna jump into a little bit of college football, man. We're like 2.5 months away, 2 months and a couple of weeks away from week 0. So we're getting really close, man. Obviously y'all already know, people that's new to the spotlight and new to our channel and everything we doing. Me and Cam are both Clemson fans, but we kind of cover everything college football at the same time. But college football is more so kind of like my thing, and Cam thing too. I mean, he like it too, but Cam, he really into the NBA and stuff like that. That's more Cam thing for sure. But college football is right around the corner, man. We're getting really close. Cam, obviously, we both Clemson fans. So let's just get right into the Clemson talk immediately. What's your expectations for Clemson this season? What are your expectations? And I'm going to preface my question with this. Clemson's first 4 games, there is a legitimate chance, legitimately, of 1-3. Like there's a legitimate chance of that. Like, I'm going to be straight up on them. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it will happen. But when you have Georgia, who's obviously probably going to come in the best team in the country, I don't think anybody's going to argue that. They're number 1 or number 2 in the country, behind Ohio State or Texas. So they're probably going to be top 3 team, right? App State, who's also no slouch. App State is also another one that, again, I mean, we know what they do to big teams. We've seen it happen before. We've seen what they've been able to do with big teams. We've seen them knock off big teams at their place. They did it last year, matter of fact, didn't they? They beat A&M, right?
Was that last year?
That was last season. They beat A&M, and it was like top 10 ranked. So we've seen them. Last year they beat them. So we've seen App State go into places and knock people off. Then they have a bye week, and they play NC State, a team that I've been highlighting a lot the last couple of months. This is a team that I said, and I'll talk about it later on maybe a later episode, I think they win the ACC this year personally, or at least they get to Charlotte.
NC State?
NC State, And then they play Stanford. And then they play Florida State right after Stanford. So, I mean, there's a real possibility. There's a serious possibility at 2-3 by October 5th. To me, there's a real possibility at 2-3. And I mean, would it surprise you if it was 1-4?
Yeah, I'm about to say or 1-4.
Yeah, would it really surprise you if it's 1-4? Come,
based
like,
off of what you said,
being real, like. So let's talk about it. What's your expectations for Clemson this season? Let's get right into it. That boy
I
stuck.
think I, it's one of those things, man, where it hurts to come off your lips with it, man.
Yeah, it does.
I'm with you 100%. What you've been saying on Twitter this whole time. Clemson is probably going to be 8-4.
Yep.
At best. At best. And the reason why I say that is because of number 2. I ain't got no faith in that man at all. None whatsoever. Y'all listen to me carefully. I don't have no faith in Cade Klubnik. I think out of all the quarterbacks that I've seen at Clemson, it's going to be a hot take. He probably below Kyle Parker for me, bro.
No, you put him below Kyle Parker is crazy. For real, Clemson below Kyle Parker?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's
He on that level, in my opinion.
Ooh, that's pretty
He on
bad,
that level.
bro.
I listen, man.
Worse than Cullen Harper? Worse than Cullen Harper? That might have been a little before your time. That might have been.
I remember him. I remember him, but I don't remember him that well. The first quarterback I remember a history lesson. So the first game was Willie Corn's first game as starting quarterback. And I think that was also his last game as starting quarterback too, right?
Yeah.
Because that was Middle Tennessee State, right?
Yep.
I was at the game. I had that number 3 jersey. And
yeah, you remember Willie Corn was a big deal in South Carolina.
Time. Yeah,
yeah, he was a huge deal.
Big time. I think Kyle Parker ended up taking that job like the same year, didn't he?
Yeah,
same year. The next game, something. But anyway, I got him below Kyle Parker. That was he ain't
so
better
you
than
would put
Todd.
DJU above Cade.
Yes. I'm already at that point. I just listen. I just think look, DJ. I know he wasn't that good, but he was 9-3. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. The South Carolina game was the only reason we didn't go to the playoffs that year. He started.
I'm telling you, the DJ really. I still remember the moments. I still remember the Wake Forest game where
Wake Forest game last year. He was tremendous.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody else didn't have no type of motion going except for DJ. You know what I'm saying? I just remember games like that where DJ was good.
Yeah.
Cade, on the other hand, the only thing that I remember are the games where we lost simply because of him. Miami last year. You can't make that decision. You know, what was the game where he pulled? Was that Miami where he pulled on the goal line?
Yep, that was Miami.
What was the other game that
he did it again in the Georgia Tech game, and it almost cost us.
And
he
was
scored
another
on it, luckily, but he did the same thing again.
Yeah, I mean, it's too many decisions. I just don't have no faith in him, you know. And with that being said, I mean, let's be honest, bro. Cade Klubnik against Georgia. That's not going to be a pretty sight. That's going to be ugly, man. Yeah. That's going to be ugly. Cade, now he did play pretty solid against Florida State last year.
He did. Yeah, that was probably probably his best game.
To be honest, yeah, because that was I think, in my opinion, to be completely real with you, that was the only game where I felt like Cade Klubnik actually played to the level of our team and their team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like he actually looked like he fit at Clemson as a college.
And he still costed us the game because he ended up fumbling and at the end, all the way back to the house. So we still ended up losing because of Cade.
Yeah, but again, you know, I think he's one of those quarterbacks where obviously he's going to look great against teams where the defense is garbage. He's going to look great against them. Look fantastic against North Carolina in the ACC championship game. Looked pretty good against though. I can't even say that because that was really
he looked terrible against Charleston Southern last year.
Yeah, you're right. I was about to say
terrible that was against FAU last year too. Like,
dang, bro. I'm with you, man. I don't look, man. I don't know. I just if we had any other quarterback, bro, like a solid quarterback. If we had Kelly Bryant, bro, I would have said 10-2. You know what I'm saying? 11-1.
11-1.
Yeah. I would have said anything like that. But since it's Cade Klubnik and we going against, like you said, Georgia, Florida State, NC State, and we got Louisville on the schedule too.
I believe so. Virginia Tech's going to be another one that you're going to have to watch out for this season. And we play Pittsburgh. That's another team we always traditionally struggle with.
That's what I'm saying, man. So again, I that's all I got to say about it. I just think that if Cade doesn't show us something, I'm not expecting him to show us much in week 1. Probably won't be too mad at him about that. But if he don't show us something against App State, you said that's the second game?
Yep, second game, App State.
If he don't show us something against App State, I'm throwing in the towel for the season.
Can you hear me? Is this thing loud and clear?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, first off, what I'm about to say is no disrespect to, this ain't coming from Cam or nobody. This is coming strictly from me. So I don't want nobody, because Clemson players be watching our podcast. You know that, right? They listen. They probably watch. They probably in these 86 people that's watching right now. They're probably one of them. So I'm not trying to offend nobody. I want to say this. I want to start off with the positive, because everybody always says, "Oh, Tony, you're so negative about Clemson." I think Clemson will have a top 5 defense this year. They're that good. Secondary wise, I told you. I think I told you this a few weeks ago. Avion Terrell. He looked better than Nate Wiggins at some points last year at the end of the season. I mean, this kid is a lockdown corner. I mean, honestly, he looks better than his brother and Nate Wiggins when they were at his age. When they were at his age, he looks better than both of them. And not now. I'm saying when they were both going into their sophomore year. That's what I'm saying. He looked better than both of them. His brother and also as well, Nate. I think the secondary is going to be tremendous this season. I already said it. I think they have the best linebacking core in the country. A lot of other media people also believe Barrett Carter, Sammy Brown, Wade Woodass, best linebacking core in the country. I don't think nobody's really debating that at this point. I mean, the D-line. Come on. Clemson does D-line. That's what we've always been good at. Defensive tackles, defensive line. We're going to be stacked there. Little bit of problems on the edge position, but they're supposed to be moving Peter Woods out the defensive end. I have a take on that, and people may not agree with me. I don't think he should go to edge. I think he's a little too big to be an edge personally, and I think he's too good at defensive tackle, honestly. Right. I think he's one of the best defensive tackles in the country already as a freshman last year. You have TJ Parker, who showed up as one of the best freshmen in the country last year as a DN. And I think you just need to get an end opposite of TJ Parker. That's going to be a difference maker. I don't know if that's AJ Hoffler. I don't know if that's Cade Denoff. I don't know if that's any other guys on the roster. Stephalon Green. I don't know. But you need a DN opposite of, TJ Parker. I think we all can admit TJ Parker's the truth. I don't think nobody's denying that at this point. Led the team in sacks last year as a freshman. Exactly. So he's a beast. Now let me get to the criticism. I'm heading straight over to the offensive side of the ball. Cade Klubnik, can you hear me?
Oh, Lord.
Can you hear me, Cade Klubnik? Oh, I hope you can, brother, because I'm not going to hold back on you. Cade Klubnik, there is no excuse this year. There's none. You have no excuse. You can't use this is my first year in the offense, and my O-line, and the O-line is probably the best it's been this season because, for one, they have experience. These guys have been now playing together now for like 3 years. Everybody on the O-line besides Mitchell Mays, who was trash, no disrespect, is all back. So again, he cannot use the excuse of the O-line sucks. Let's go to the wide receivers. You see the 2 freshman wide receivers they brought in. It looks like they're going to be impact players immediately. TJ Moore, 5-star recruit, right? Brian Westco, who I still technically think is a 5-star recruit. Even though he got pulled down, I don't know why. He's a 5-star recruit, in my opinion. You have 2 5-star wide recruits that are coming to Clemson. Then on top of that, you still have Tyler Brown, who did a tremendous job last year. I thought he was tremendous last year. Antonio Williams, who didn't really even play last year because he was hurt the whole entire time.
Yep.
And you still have, I think, one of the best tight ends in college football that does not get enough credit because we do not use him enough. And his father is also a fan of the podcast, Jake Bringerstool. We don't use him enough. And we have to utilize the middle of the field. We need to utilize our tight ends. Your guy from Greenville, Josh Sapp. We need to utilize him more. We have to utilize our tight ends because we have some good tight ends. This year is a deal. No, it's if Cade does not perform this year, portal. I don't want to hear. I'm tired of this. I'm with you. If it gets past the NC State game and he's still struggling, bench him. I'm done. If we're 1-3 NC State game, bench him. Let's move on to the next guy because we don't have time to keep consistently wasting our time over these mediocre quarterbacks. We've done it for the last 4 years now. We did it 2 years with DJU, and it looks like we're going to do it 2 years with Cade. We cannot continue to do this. And again, I'm not saying you're going to have a Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun Watson every time. That's not realistic to think that. But can you give me a Taj Boyd? Can you give me somebody? Can you give me a Kelly Bryant? Can you give me at least somebody? So that's another thing that's a problem. The quarterback development at Clemson has been an absolute catastrophe since Trevor Lawrence has walked out the building. It's just straight up. They lost a quarterback recruit today to Michigan. And he probably did the same thing. He said, man, they ain't developed not one damn quarterback at Clemson in the last 4 years. Why the hell would I go there?
Because DJ and Cade was both 5 stars.
Thank you.
Both of them.
And I wouldn't. Neither one of them have panned out the way it's looking. So again, I want to make this clear. Cade Klubnik, you on the clock, brother. I'm not trying to put any extra pressure on you that ain't already on you. You are on the clock. You have to show up this year. There's not going to be an excuse. You have probably the 3rd best running back in the ACC in Phil Maffa. Because I think the only 2 guys that are better than him is now Jaden Ott, who's from California, which really, I mean, they're an ACC team now, but whatever. And the dude at UNC, Omarion Hampton. Them the only 2 backs that's better. So you got a very valuable back. And you have probably the 4th, I would say the 3rd best defense in the country. I think the only 2 defenses that are going to be better than Clemson this year is probably Georgia and maybe a team like, Alabama, Texas, something like that. Clemson's going to have a top 5 defense again this year, like they have the last couple of years. It's on Cade. It's on Cade and that O-line. I'll give O-line a little bit of shade too. But it's on Cade, man. You look at 3 games last year where Cade almost single-handedly lost the game. You bring up the Miami game. He almost single-handedly lost that game. He did. Single-handedly lost that game for us. Let's go back to the NC State game where he played terrible. I mean, he literally just was terrible, bro. It was ridiculous. I'm going to even go a step further. The Duke game last year. Now, you can blame that on the running backs too because they were doing some fumbling. Shipley was fumbling. Maffa was fumbling. But a lot of that is because the reads were not correct. And that's made by the quarterback. So, again, we're talking about 3 games I just named off the top of my dome that Cade pretty much costed us last year.
What was the other game we lost? Oh, Florida State. That's right. And
Florida State. And Slick, did he cost us that one as well with the fumble pick? We were about to go up 14 points.
Yeah.
Cade doesn't check his backside, and I want people to see this. That was not the left tackle or right tackle's fault or whoever the tackle was. When you are assigned, when you're looking at reads, you have to read who's coming. Sometimes they're going to be a linebacker coming free because you got to get that ball off. That was Cade's read. He absolutely missed it, and it cost us another win, essentially. So, again, bro, I think Cade's a good kid. He's a nice guy. He seems like a very good young man. But at the same time, we got to put some pressure on him. We got to stop being nice and being like, oh, okay, yeah. It's this year, it's not going to be none of that. He's got to get it right. And if he doesn't, Clemson will be 8-4, 9-3 at best. At best. For me, I think Clemson's going to end out their season 8-4. I think we lose to Florida State. I think we lose to NC State. I think we lose to Georgia. And I think we lose to either Pitt or Virginia Tech. That's why I have us at 8-4 again. So another person asked too before we end it out here in a couple minutes. Another person asked, so say Clemson goes 6-6 this year, which as we talked about it, is that crazy to think anymore at this point?
Going 6-6? Nah, that ain't crazy.
I don't think that's that crazy to think either.
That ain't crazy. It's because of the offense, man. The offense, like you said, the offense ain't good enough right now. Or at least we don't know, but, If we go 6-6, it's because the offense, because the quarterback didn't do right, because the offensive line didn't do right, because the offensive coordinator, I think it needs to be a little bit of pressure on him as well.
Yeah,
didn't do right.
Riley got to
perform.
Yeah,
it's that's what it's gonna be. We know what the defense is gonna be.
Oh yeah, defense.
It's
none
low.
of my slander is towards the defense.
Can't be.
That ain't what the slander is going towards the offense for me.
100%.
So, do you think Clemson would move on from Dabo if he went 6-6 this year? I don't think they would. I don't think Clemson would ever fire Dabo.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think. I mean, he would have to go like 1-10 or 1-11, like 2-3
years in a row.
Before he got fired.
I don't think so. I'll be completely honest. I know me and you done had some words about Dabo recently and everything. I'm gonna keep it frank with you. I think Dabo's only mistake recently has been, number one, he coddles his quarterbacks way too long, and number two, he don't use the transfer portal. Other than that, he's still one of the best coaches in the country. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about that. I mean, shoot, last year for him to get 8,
turn around.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the turn, because we was 4-4.
We was 4-4.
We was 4-4, and we finished 9-4.
Going up against a number 15 Notre Dame team, so we could have easily been heading to 4-5 quickly.
Right. We beat them.
Yeah, we beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that. Yeah, so he had some good wins. Kentucky in the bowl game was a pretty good win too.
North Carolina was ranked when we played them.
Right.
So
I mean, we finished the season ranked, right? So I think we finished the season ranked top. We was 23, right?
I think something in that ballpark.
Something like that. But regardless, we started the season 4-4, and so for him to turn it around and finish 9-4 was pretty good. Yeah. I think, again, like you said, going 6-6, I don't think that's enough to fire Dabo, because that'll just be his second 6-6 season ever, besides his first season, right?
Right.
Or second season, first one of them. Has he ever had a losing season? The first season was 5-7. No,
I don't think Dabo's ever had a losing season. I don't think he has.
So 6-6 is his worst season.
I think he did go 6-7 that year. His maybe second year, because his first year, you remember they played in the ACC championship
against
the first year.
Georgia Tech.
It was either Georgia Tech or Virginia Tech. I think it was
Virginia
Tech.
I think
it was one of them Tech
schools. We lost.
We lost. Yeah,
it was Georgia Tech, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, he done did too much. He got a lifetime contract, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
it's pretty much set in stone. The only way now, I will say though, if he don't start getting into that portal and college football continues to change and he continues to not change, I think they're gonna put a little pressure on him and say, "Hey, man, you're gonna have to do something." And when they do that, he might say, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it," and he might leave his self.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna fire him. Nah,
I don't think so either. I don't think Dabo will ever get fired. And like you said, again, I know I'm tough on Dabo, but I mean, for what all he's done, I mean, it would be hard to fire him. I've always said if he's not going to adjust, he should consider retiring. So like something he's doing, not the campus telling him retire. You know what I mean? But go ahead, you was about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say, Evan asked us to do real quick our Power 4 champs.
Okay, that's something that we're gonna jump into probably next episode after coming up in July 4th. But I'll give you a quick rundown of what I think quickly. So I think NC State, I'm believing the NC State stuff this year. Grayson McCall, Hollywood Smothers, Noah Rogers, they've added, and they brought Aiden White back, one of their corners. NC State is going to be a good team. And when you look at their schedule, they have 2 games. Tennessee and Charlotte, week 1, Clemson in week 3. If they are week 4, if they get past that, they're going to win every game. They should be favored in every game going forward, because they don't play Miami. They don't play Florida State. So they don't play the 2 teams that I also think are going to be pretty all right this year. They don't play them. So if they get past, because divisions are gone now in the ACC. So if they get past Clemson and they get past Tennessee, I think the playoffs are a real possibility for NC State, because like we talked about before, all you got to do is win your conference now and you're in.
Yeah, the Tennessee game don't even matter.
And the Tennessee game really don't even matter for real. Really, they beat Clemson, they in the clear. They don't play Florida State, they don't play Miami. They get through Clemson, they're good. They're good. They're going to probably be favored in every game going forward. So that's why I keep telling people I think NC State wins the ACC. In the SEC, I still think it's probably going to be either Texas or Georgia. I don't know which one yet, but it doesn't matter. Both of them will be in the playoffs. There's going to be at least 4, I would say 6 teams from the SEC in the playoffs probably. So that don't really matter. But I think either Texas or Georgia wins the SEC. I think the Big Ten, if you're Ohio State and you don't win it this year, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you'll ever win it. You have to win it this year. Like, Michigan's taking a step back, right? Like, we all can probably admit Michigan's not going to be as good as they've been. We're losing Harbaugh and losing stuff like that, losing Keon Sabb in the portal. So they're not going to be as good as they were. So Ohio State, and they probably have the most talented team in college football. Let's be honest. They're loaded at every position. So I think Ohio State is a must-win situation for them. And then I would probably say for the Big 12, I would probably say, I don't know, maybe a team like Oklahoma State, Ollie Gordon. Look at them. Utah's another one you could throw their ring in the hat. Possibly Arizona's going to be another decent team in that conference as well now. So those are kind of some of the teams I think. And we'll jump into this more probably on the next episode. But Cam, did you want to answer that?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say I'll probably say Florida State maybe in for the ACC.
Yeah.
I just say because I agree with what you said. I think just to give some other teams, Florida State for the ACC. I think Oregon for the Big Ten too got a shot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Oregon. Yeah, they're gonna be in the mix.
They over there, and then for the SEC, yeah, Georgia, Texas, Bama, and then who's the other team? Oh, Big 12. I don't even know, man. I don't know. I'll probably say Oklahoma State too, to be honest with you, because they was there last year. Or what's Kansas State looking like this year? Are they gonna be?
Kansas State always keeps a decent team. Like it don't matter. Yeah. Like they always gonna be straight, bro. In my opinion, like they always gonna be decent. But
I can see that. I don't know. Just it don't really matter, to be honest. I don't think the Big 12 is all of that. They got some solid teams, but I don't think they got some great teams.
No.
So yeah.
I think the Big 12 is kind of like what the Pac-12 was the last couple of years. Now last year the Pac-12 was real good. Probably the best year they had in a while. But they just a lot of good solid teams. You got teams like Arizona, Utah, really good solid teams. They might even get 2 teams in the playoffs, honestly. It wouldn't really surprise me because they got some solid teams in there. But yeah, that's kind of what I think. Before we sign off tonight, EA college football game. We 26 days and some change away from the early release. I think 29 days from the game coming out. We haven't received any news yet, and I want to talk about that real quick before we get off cam. I'll keep it quick. Where's the marketing for this game? Like it's been EA. Where are you, bro? Like we are less than a month away from the game, and we've only seen a trailer and a gameplay trailer. We have not gotten to any deep dive in franchise mode, no deep dive in Road to Glory, no deep dive into nothing. So my thing is like, I get it. Yeah, this game has a lot of hype, so you probably feel like you don't need to market it because it's been so like hyped up and stuff like that. But again, you shouldn't be pushing off EA college football content, which is now only 4 weeks away for Madden content, which I think Madden's the game you should market like that. Because it's NFL, bro. Everybody's gonna go Madden. Like people gonna get Madden regardless. It's Madden. And plus you have a whole extra month after EA college football drops to market that. So again, I don't really understand why they're like, for example, they were supposed to drop the trailer for Madden today. It did not happen. Now, I don't know if that was because they didn't feel like the thing was right, whatever the case may be. But now what's happening, EA, I know how they operate. I've been following this group and this organization for over 15 years now. Long story short, if something gets pushed back on one game, they're not going to promote the other one. That's just how they do. I don't know how you can't promote 2 games at one time. I don't know. And that might be why, you're not getting the traction you want on Madden, because you don't know how to market 2 games at once. But I'm telling you, for me, if I went to school for marketing, By the way, I went to school for communications, so I know how this goes. There's no way that we should be a month away from the game and we've only seen 2 videos. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense at this point. And you're pushing off something because Madden, which is a game that doesn't need marketing, you already have a terrible PR with Madden anyway. Overall, the marketing and the aura about Madden is already terrible anyway. So again, I don't really know why you're not hyping up your new game. Now, next year, when the game is now in its second iteration, I would understand then. I would kind of understand why they're doing it like this. This is EA College Football's first iteration.
Right.
So this should be your main baby focus right now, and we'll get the Madden in July.
Correct.
So I don't really understand the angle that they're taking, but we've gone now. It looks like it's going to be another week because they didn't put out the Madden trailer, which lets me kind of know they're probably not putting out no EA College Football trailer this week either because they want to push Madden. So again, I don't really understand what they're doing there, but the marketing for this game has been terrible. And it's crazy because there's not been one commercial I've seen for this game. I don't care how much it's been hyped up. Not one commercial I've seen on TV. The finals was just on. The Stanley Cup was just on. We got nothing. I mean, it's just the marketing in this has been terrible. Give the fans what they want. They've been waiting for 11 years. Hold off on the Madden marketing. Just drop the Madden. And why you can't drop both trailers?
Both of them. Yeah. I mean,
we're going to drop Madden at 11 o'clock. We're going to drop NC Dub at 12.
At 3. Something. Yeah.
Like, bro, like you can market 2 games at once, bro.
At the same time. It ain't like they competing at all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, it's going to the same bank. Y'all all EA. It's not like you're losing money.
Yeah.
Like it's going to y'all at the end of the day. EA Sports is going to get the bag regardless. So it's not like you're competing against another company. You're competing against yourself. So I don't really understand it. And I think Deontay hit it on the nail. They're relying on Twitter to build up the hype. And that's the problem.
It's not enough.
That's not enough to get, because like I said, my manager, he's like 48 years old, right? He didn't know nothing about the hype from Twitter. He just heard the game was coming out.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to reach all our audiences because this game audience is a little bit different than Madden. It's not just going to be 15, 16, 27, 25-year-old. This going to go up really I'm talking to my brother-in-law. He older. You know what I'm saying? He like 36, 37. And he ready to get tuned in.
My dad, 50-something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to reach a different demographic for this game.
My dad bought a whole PS5 just to play this game, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to reach I just think EA has done a terrible job, bro, marketing this game. They done terrible. We're 27 days away from the game, and we ain't seen nothing but really 2 videos, essentially. The trailer and then the Dynasty, the gameplay deep dive.
Yeah.
So either you're going to boatload us with information the last 27 days, or you see that?
He said
my granddad is 68 and pre-ordered it. That's what I'm saying. His granddad wouldn't know about no EA College Football if you know what I'm saying.
If it was just off some Twitter.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, man, it's just I feel like they've marketed this terrible. And with me going to school for that, I can kind of like see like okay, that like I don't see how that's making really sense.
Me too. I seen the whole. It just don't make sense. Like you say. I mean, you I don't know. I mean, this is just me. Like, this is how I would do it. I don't know why you can't co-market the game. You already got a bundle with the games together, so why not co-market the game?
Drop the Madden trailer at 11, drop the EA College Football.
And the EA trailer next.
Like, I don't understand why you can't market both games. You already timed them together anyway. You just said Road to Glory can go from your college player to Madden.
Oh, they did confirm that? They did confirm that? Oh, there you go then. So that's what I'm saying. And like you said, this game, EA come out next month, or excuse me, college football come out next month. So why isn't this your focus right now? Like, why are we seeing Madden content already? And it'd be different. Like you say, it'd be different if this wasn't a yearly release. See, for Madden, it is a yearly release, but for college football, it's not because this is the first one. So you got to get this one out the way. You got to go in on this marketing. you cannibalizing yourself by not
Yeah.
marketing your product. You got to go
Right.
in on this on this game. But for Madden, you ain't got to go in like that. You could announce Madden is releasing on August 20th on August 19th. You know what I'm saying? And people still gonna buy the game.
Gonna buy it. That's
It,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it's every year. People complain about
And
Madden.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
just be
yeah.
honest. NFL is king. Like,
Right? Yeah, exactly. People complain about Madden every year, but at the same time, they still buying it.
when
You
we
know,
still
ain't
buying
nobody.
it, it's gonna sell.
It,
I bet you, I can guarantee you, Madden is gonna still sell better than NCAA. It is.
no question.
Because
No
Madden
question.
it's Madden, it's NFL. There's
No
more
question.
NFL fans really than college football. You feel me? Like, that's just what
Yeah.
it is. Like, so I just feel like EA has dropped the ball marketing wise, and hopefully we get some video this week. I don't really like the chances of it because, again, EA was supposed to put the trailer out today for Madden, and they did not. So that already gives me bad signs that we're probably not getting nothing this week. And what they're going to do, because EA loves to do this, they're going to information dump everything on us next week, and information dump everything on us the following week, and then information dump everything on us the week before the game. That's what they're going to do. Which it's just the marketing schedule has been terrible.
That's a
I
bad
don't
move,
really
man.
know why they're treating this. And this dude said it perfectly. Deontay said it perfectly. They treating both games like this or this, bro. It should be this and this. That's what I've been trying to say. Like, I don't really get why EA is doing that. But that's my TED talk for today. Like, I don't get it. We're a month away from the game, and we still haven't really
Ain't seen nothing, man.
anything really. Like, I don't really know what EA is doing when you only have 27 days, and technically,
And
I just don't get it. That's all.
and that kind of worries me a little bit because I don't want to put this bad mojo, bad juju out in the world. It kind of worries me a little bit because why wouldn't you be showing off this game?
Come on now.
If it wasn't, you know what I'm
Come
saying?
on
If it
now.
wasn't like,
That's what I'm saying.
if it's supposed to be like that, you need
That's
to be
what
showing
I'm
it.
getting at.
If
It's
you
making
ain't
me a little
showing it,
concerned.
what
And
I'm
we're only
saying.
27 days away, and we haven't even seen a deep dive on Dynasty. We're 27 days away.
And that's
We
the
haven't
part that
seen a
most
deep
people
dive
don't
on
spend
Road
their
to
time on.
Glory.
Shoot, man.
It's making me a little concerned, Cam. Like, I gotta be honest. Like, I feel the same exact way. Why are we less than a month away and we have not really seen anything?
My boy Zach
It's too
told
late.
me.
It's too late to push back now. You can't pull the
Yeah,
game.
you can't. Yeah, you can't. People already pre-ordered the game.
Yeah,
You can't do it now. You can't do it now because you're gonna have to be refunded all that money. They probably didn't gain no cap. They probably didn't gain
a lot
about $200 million just off of pre-orders alone.
A lot of money.
That's gonna be a lot of money they're gonna have to send back.
It's too late for that. They're not gonna do that.
My boy Zach, hey, you remember he asked us this question? He said, "What we gonna do if this game ain't it? What if it's like NBA Live?" I ain't gonna lie, Zach might have been on. Zach might have been on to something, bro.
Don't tell me that, bro.
It's scaring me, bro.
Don't tell me Zeke was right, bro.
It's scaring me because you remember me and you was laughing at him. It's scaring me, man. It's scaring me.
I hope not, man. I hope not, bro. But I'm starting to get concerned because, like I said, we a month away and we ain't really had no news, bro. That's concerning, bro. We ain't had no news in over 3 weeks, bro. We coming up on this Friday. It'll be 3 weeks since we got something, and I don't think we're gonna get nothing this week because they focused on Madden. So again, man, I hope not. Don't say bro. Bro, it ain't Jover, bro. It ain't Jover. Listen, man, I hope it ain't, bro. Listen, they turn this game into Madden, bro. I'm gonna be pissed. But like I think I was telling somebody this the other day ago, though. NCAA gonna be funner anyway because it's just more you can do. Like, even if the gameplay sucks, like, bro, you can recruit players. Like, you can't do that in Madden. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot more stuff you can do in college football that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, man, I hope we see something in the next 7 days, man. I need to. We get into crunch time, man. And another thing too, before we get off. I don't understand why they're not even giving NCAA and Madden a whole month to breathe, because I think Madden comes out like the 17th or like the 18th. So it comes out like literally like less than a month from.
Yeah.
Excuse
me. When does preseason start for Madden?
Around that same time. That you mean the pre-order?
Preseason, like actual
Games.
Yeah.
I think August, like a 6th, 7th. I don't know. Early August.
So the game come out after the preseason start.
Correct.
So here's my thing, T.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I've always thought. I think I don't know. It's hard to say because I think college football, the season is so much shorter than the NFL season. You know, it's hard to find a good window because if you drop the game in like March, it's too early.
Yeah.
And if you drop the game in like August, it's probably a little too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas Madden, because let me ask you this. Let me just put it this way. How do you feel about what if in the future Madden comes out before NCAA? Because the NFL season, don't it start before the
preseason wise? Yes, it does, technically. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why didn't they just do why don't Madden just drop in July or June and then EA college football drop in like August? You know what I'm saying?
It's not a terrible idea, actually. I won't be getting mad no way, so it don't have to be. But you feel me? I get what you're saying though. Like that's not crazy.
You know what I mean?
Because let NC Dub come out like mid-August because the season don't even start till like August 30th, pretty much.
Yeah,
and then let Madden come out. You know, I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense. You know, I think FIFA comes out like around that same time too, which is also EA.
Man,
so I think that comes out in like September, October. Somebody can correct me in the comment section, but I believe that comes out like in October-ish time.
Yeah. TJ said August 1st is the first preseason game.
So
I don't know. I just feel like the game should come out before the season start. You know, it should come out well before the season start. I don't know.
I agree.
I'm with you, Evan. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Evan. I think EA needs some help.
Yeah, they need to get me and Cam on the job, brother. Pay that salary, brother. We'll help you out. But listen, man, we always say we're gonna go cut it short. We still went over an hour. Me and Cam just love talking, y'all. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. Another good episode, man. Talked about the NBA Finals, talked about college football. Now, again, I want to announce we will be off next week. We will not be doing an episode next week. And we will be back on July the 2nd, which is actually our anniversary date of when we started our first episode. So we'll be back on July the 2nd. And it's going to be fun, man. We're going to just go back and just talk. We're going to really probably jump into the college and NFL heavy going forward. We'll talk a little bit of NBA free agency too, probably. During that time,
happens.
If anything even happens, yeah. But we're gonna be heavy on the college and NFL going forward at this point. So yeah, man, we appreciate y'all's love and support, man. Episode 12 of season 2. Cam, what you got for me? Anything, or we gonna shut it down?
Nah, we're gonna shut it down tonight, y'all. Appreciate it. All the love and support. Oh yeah, Malik. He said, "Will we talk the Olympics?" We probably will.
Yeah, we'll probably hit on the Olympics a little bit. Yeah, we'll hit on. Yeah, we'll hit on Olympics a little bit too.
Yeah, probably will. But yeah, well, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Of course, we and like he said, we're off next week, but we'll be back.
Yep, absolutely. And again, man, y'all got up to 101 people. We got 101 people right here, right now, man. So shout out to y'all, man, for pulling up. Y'all went crazy. We appreciate the love and support, man. And again, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. So not next week, but the week after that, we'll be back. We holler at y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a good one. And we'll see y'all on the next time, man. Peace, love, and happiness.